Communities are becoming very sought after. Content is available everywhere, but real community around a common interest is highly valuable. A community can be a great addition to your course or coaching program. We've run some fantastic cohort-based courses this way. And if you're not sure what a cohort-based course is, I've put a link to a video that we've done on this in the description. So let's have a look at Kajabi's community. I want to be completely honest and upfront that I'm not actually using Kajabi's community at the moment. It doesn't yet offer all the features that I want it to, but I am very expectant that in the next 6 to 12 months, I'm going to be in here and moving all of those customers over from our Facebook groups. I know that right now there's a beta running of a very nice looking community group. I had a chance to have a look at it. And so, yeah, hopefully by the time you see this will be very quickly out of date and I'll happily record another video and put it into this playlist. Now, as you create a community, this is coming out of the products. And so it is going to take up one of your products. And if you plan on having 2 or more tiers to this community, then each access group is going to take up another product. If you're on a basic plan with just 3 products, this could take up the remaining 2 products before you've considered coaching or additional courses. So I just want you to be aware of that. And you can start to see how upgrading and paying this extra $50 to access 12 more products soon makes sense. Now, it makes sense. In the previous video, we created a course for hiring virtual editors. So why don't we build a community that's going to run and sit alongside that? Let's have a look. Now, like all the others, we click here to get started. And we need to come up with a title and a description. So we're going to call this No More Editing. Let's put a description in here that just says community. This for those who want to choose to outsource their editing. Continue. Do we have a cover image? We could probably use the same one as we've used before. Save, upload, and continue. And the access groups. So we can have multiple groups which contain topics, organized groups of people, and restrict access, as it says there. So I'm going to put one here that just says introduce yourself. You can see it's just popping up down there. We can create more when we're in. This is going to be free, and save and finish. And that's our community made. So this is what it looks like. This is your feed. You can have challenges in here, so we could set a challenge. Maybe if it's new people coming in, even just introducing themselves could be a challenge that we could create, and then they actually earn some points, an award for doing so. Or maybe it's if you're working through with a community, there's a monthly thing here. Maybe it's a recipe that you're doing, or challenging them to take certain types of photos. So it's just some fun gamification that you can put in. And then meetups in here as well. You can actually create a meetup. And so maybe it's a support call. So we can either use Kajabi here and we can use the live meeting room, or we could actually use something like Zoom if you wanted to as well, and just have your link that points out there. So we've got a date and a time in here. We could schedule this in when we want it to be. Set it to repeat if we wanted to. We put our description in on what we're doing. So this will be tied to a group. So at the minute, we've just put this introduce yourself is the only one that we've made. So we would need to create another circle in there, and maybe it's kind of ask the community or something like that. And we could assign it to that access group. We can click save on this. It does need a description. I wonder if we can copy, if we can paste in that. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to paste something in there for now to let me go through. Location, we're going to use live and save. And so we've put an event in here. We could share this out to our customers in an email or something. And now we've got this created and it's in here. We can create more of these spaces down here if we want to. So we've got this introduce yourself, and this would be where you could now post inside of this. Now, I apologize. I was doing that wrong then. I thought by clicking on the circles, that was the individual spaces that you've got. It's actually the access group, and it has just let me delete it, but I can't get rid of the whole community and start again. So we do need to create an access group. And I think this is designed, like I can have a community, like Adrian Salisbury training, I could have a community, and then within it, I teach people Kajabi, I teach YouTube, I teach Ecamm. So they would all be individual access groups. But as I mentioned, every one of those would take up a different product. Or maybe you've got like an open or a free space, and then you've got a VIP space. These would be different access groups. So I'm going to stick with the name in here, no more editing for now. And I'm going to drop this in as our group. It's free, save and finish. And let's go to the community then and have a look. Okay. This is because we just messed this up a minute ago. So I'm going to come back in here. So it now gives, this is my access group. So does that make sense? If you'd got, different tiers, different levels that people were paying at, you could choose where they came into this. So within here, we can create and add into here a circle. And this is where I was saying, introduce yourself. I did explain that I haven't done this for a while. So we're selecting a group, no more editing. Now we got two options here of a feed or a chat. So I'm going to go with feed first of all. And this is public, so this could be private. Again, if you've got those different tiers and you want to restrict some of them from the general public view, if you like. So we've got introduce yourself. And so in here, I could say, hi, I'm Adrian, and I could put a photo in there. Look, you can put photos, text files, audio, could put a poll in there. And it's just going to create this very basic looking feed over here. Q&A, we could use that. So you could build this out quite quickly. And, what other things might we have? It might be something like sharing your wins. Again, we need to just select that access group. And let's just show you that this one is a chat feed. And so when I come into share your wins, and it's just down at the bottom here, a chat, and it will come in like this. Where did that just go? There it is. So it is more like a WhatsApp messenger type thing that you're just literally just chatting back to each other, and you would be able to like other people's comments, reply to it, and so on. So that's two different feeds that you've got. Once you've set it, you can't change it, but obviously you could delete this and change it back if you're at that setup stage. So this is how the community works. So we've got this general feed here. We've got our challenges. We've got meetups. Like I say, to me, it's just too basic at the minute, and it's not going to make me want to bring people over from my Facebook group to this at the moment. But it is being upgraded, and hopefully very soon this is going to look very different to this. Now I do just want to show you, if we come over here into the settings, it does tell us at the top here some setup examples. And there's a showcase over here of different people's courses or communities that they're running. So let's have a quick look. You can click in onto these, and let's just mute it. But you can have a look through, and this is people who are just doing like Loom recordings, showing you around their community and how they use it. So yeah, don't take my word for this. I'm not particularly loving it, but these guys have done a much better job than I've done in a few minutes there. And so you could for sure have a look. And if you think, yeah, I'd be very happy with that, then bringing that community in here. See, these guys have done a much better job of this. It might just need a bit of learning and getting this right, but hopefully this is all going to change very soon anyway, but we do need to just put this one in here as part of this series that we're doing. Now, you can access this from your mobile phone. You will need to use the Kajabi Communities app. It's a different app to what the course is on, unfortunately, but you can have that, and so it will do notifications and things, and people can chat on there in a similar way to what they would do with accessing their Facebook group or something. So I apologize that feels a bit light. It's hard sort of showing it when I haven't really used it myself. We set one up, didn't get on well with it, and so we've just backed off and stayed in our Facebook group. But it's there, and I've just wanted to let you see that other people are using it, and I am very excited for what the new version of this will be, and it should be with us in the next few months. So there it is for now. That's the community. We're going to come on next to coaching, And that is something that I use. And so come and join me with that one if it's interested. If you're working through this playlist, we'll put that video over here. Or if you want to just go back to the top of the playlist and have a look and find other videos on Kajabi, please do that. All right, I'll see you in another video.